Greetings from the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters, where we will discuss our member training, followed by how we make a difference and our history. At a time when the headlines scream about young people being burdened by thousands of dollars in student loan debt, the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters is providing enterprising and hardworking individuals from all walks of life with another option for education and advancement. The CRCC annually provides no-cost apprentice training to several hundred new tradespeople and evening and weekend advanced training to another 12,000 journeyperson carpenters, millwrights, lathers, and a number of other specialty crafts that fall within the expansive carpentry trade. Courses are taught in both English and Spanish and are offered through the CRCC's Illinois training facilities located in Elk Grove Village, Chicago, and Rockford, and at its Pewaukee, Wisconsin Training Center. Once prospective carpenters pass a math test, proficiency test, and drug test and are accepted into the program, their names are entered into a training course scheduling lottery. 9-week training classes are added to the calendar intermittently until everyone who passed the tests is trained, explained Vince Sticka, director of the CRCC's Apprentice and Training Program in Elk Grove Village. Then another call for applications is released, and the process begins again with a new crop of students. Sticka stated that the program will accept applications again this fall, so recruiting has already begun through job fairs, the Illinois Department of Employment Security, signatory contractors, veterans groups, newspaper advertisements, church groups, local chapters, and through the school's website at www.chicap.org. As part of that application, program applicants are asked to choose from 17 different specialties ranging from residential carpenter to heavy and highway carpenter to flooring installer, millwright, or insulation installer, and are trained within their specialty from the day they walk through the training center doors. Those pre-apprentices, as they are called, are paid a small weekly transportation stipend during their initial training. Once they complete the 9-week basic training and have received their Occupational Safety and Health Administration and scaffolding cards, they are issued $300 worth of tools and are officially recognized as apprentices and members of their local union. The new apprentices are hired by a signatory contractor and begin to learn on the job. For 3 years, they attend school 1 week out of every quarter, receiving 12 to 14 weeks of additional training over 3 years to hone their skills and master their craft. Over the course of their 4-year apprenticeship, the students receive a no-cost education at the CRCC's expense, valued at approximately $17,000 annually, and are trained by experienced journeyperson tradespeople in their chosen specialty, all of whom have dedicated themselves to passing on their trade to those who wish to follow in their footsteps. During the 4-year apprenticeship, the new carpenters receive both on-the-job and classroom training and progressively work their way up the journeyperson pay scale. In Cook, Lake, and DuPage counties of Illinois, for instance, they earn 40% of journeyperson wages during their first year, 50% during their second year, 65% during their third year, and 80% during their fourth year. Rates paid to apprentices vary by county. Quote, "It bears mentioning that we could not do any of this without the help of hundreds of dedicated signatory contractors that are willing to employ and give this opportunity to our apprentices," end quote, Sticka said. Signatory contractors help finance the apprentice training program and journeyperson skill advancement through established financial contributions. As the Craft Committee Chairman of the Mid-America Regional Bargaining Association, Seth Gudeman has a unique and intimate perspective of the Carpenters Union and its workforce. Quote, "I can say firsthand that the men and women who comprise the membership of the Chicago Regional Council are the reason for the success of our industry," end quote, Gudeman declared. Quote, "That success is due in large part to the training these individuals receive at the Carpenter Training Center in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. In addition, the cooperative, collaborative efforts of joint labor management committees safeguard our industry's future by emphasizing safety and innovations in the industry which lead to efficient and productive employees." End quote. Once students have completed their 4-year apprenticeship, a graduation ceremony is held. A certificate is issued by the state, and graduates begin to receive full journeyperson wages. Quote, "Journeyperson carpenters in the CRCC receive a consistent wage no matter who they are working for, and they also receive full health care benefits, a pension, and an annuity." End quote, Sticka added.
The CRCC recently launched the Excellence in Training Recognition Award Initiative, an incentive program designed to recognize and reward carpenters who take advantage of the training, continuing education, and certification classes that are offered at carpenter training centers. Quote, "I cannot emphasize enough the importance of skill training and certifications for our journey people," end quote, said CRCC President Frank Libby. Quote, "The awards of this program are symbolic of effort and commitment, but the true benefit will be realized by the journey person on the job site when he or she arrives for work and brings a new level of self-confidence to the project and added benefit to the employer," end quote, said President Libby. Quote, "The Concrete Contractors Association of Greater Chicago comprises quality contractors with name recognition built on a respected reputation in the industry," end quote, said Don Dietjen, CCAGC Executive Vice President and Board Member on behalf of the CCAGC. Quote, "These contractors employ well-trained, safe, quality-minded, highly productive crews to perform their work. Our organization recognizes and applauds the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters and its UBC International Organization for the significant contribution of their resources toward the recruitment and training of apprentices and the skill advancement training of journey people." Quote, "This concerted effort and investment will go a long way to keep up with the current demand, but just as importantly, to meet future industry demands," end quote, Dietjen continued. Quote, "The focus within this training on managerial challenges and the understanding of those challenges, along with the emphasis on safety, quality, up-to-date methods, and improved levels of productivity are vital to our team's survival in a market that gets tougher and tougher," end quote. The CRCC has also partnered with select Chicago and suburban junior colleges on a program that recognizes and rewards apprentice training by granting college credit hours, enabling accredited carpenters to earn an associate degree and opening the door to higher education for many who felt that a college degree was time or cost prohibitive. Abigail Muniz is learning the basics of carpentry at the Elk Grove Village training facility. She said that becoming a carpenter has been her passion since she was a little girl, because she enjoys working with her hands. So after 4 years of working various jobs after high school, she chose to enroll in the training class and is now looking forward to an exciting career. Quote, "The average age of our students is 27, but we have some pre-apprentices who are starting a second career in their 40s, end quote, said Sticka. Quote, 47% of our new apprentices come from minority groups, including 8% who are women, and we particularly embrace the opportunity to train our armed forces veterans after they have completed their service duty to better position them for opportunities in a jobs market that isn't always kind to veterans. Quote, this is a very physically challenging job, end quote, Sticka continued. Quote, you are generally working in the weather extremes of the Midwest, and you are often carrying heavy materials and working on scaffolds. Work also involves math, dexterity, and hand-eye coordination, so you have to be willing and able to do all of that. But if you are willing to work hard, becoming a member of the CRCC is a career and not just a job. Members can provide a good life and health care for their families, and they can look forward to retiring with a great pension and even an annuity, end quote, Sticka explained. Quote,
Our men and women worked on the renovation of Wrigley Field all winter, and you can be sure that they will be telling their grandchildren about that someday. Our members work on buildings, highways, and other projects that will last hundreds of years, so they are helping the economy and establishing wealth while building pride and creating memories. While students are with us at the training centers, we make sure that they are well-rounded, well-educated, and safe. When you are a carpenter, in order to move on to the next job, you need to know how to do many things, from trim work to foundations to constructing interior systems using metal studs. So, we teach all of that and more, end quote, Sticka stated. Quote, and we stress teamwork. Carpenters need to be able to work as part of a team. They also need to be able to use the latest technology and install the newest materials, so that is why we emphasize continuing education to our journeyperson members, end quote. The depth and breadth of training courses offered to members empowers them to seize a career and bring the requisite standard of excellence to Chicagoland projects and job sites. Quote, our extensive training program and apprenticeship program are what sets union carpenters apart from non-union carpenters, end quote, said Sticka. Quote, our members have access to incredible training and continuing education that keeps their skills sharp and their minds equally sharp to be able to successfully operate and manage the latest technology and materials on project sites. There is no similar program or facility for non-union carpenters. So, where have they been trained? End quote. Ultimately, it is the commitment and investment from the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters and President Libby, the CRCC's trustees and signatory contractors, and the school's dedicated instructors and staff who form the bedrock of this program's success for now and the future. For more information about the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters Apprentice Program, visit www.chicap.org or call 847-640-7373. How we make a difference. To be a carpenter means to be identified with one of the oldest and most respected trades. While the public often thinks of a carpenter as a man or woman who focuses solely on working with wood, this is far from a complete definition. The Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters provides the construction, trade show, and maintenance industries with productive, competitive, certified professionals to meet a broad range of societal needs and bring ease and efficiency to our everyday lives. The CRCC carpenters and millwrights possess the versatility and skill to build critical transportation infrastructure, roads, bridges, rail, seawalls, deep tunnel projects, and pump stations. Construct both major residential and commercial projects, from the concrete to the finished trim work, locks, and closers. Address the sustainability and energy market through building renewable resource projects. Install and maintain machinery and equipment within industrial plants throughout our jurisdiction. Erect Chicago's high-rises and skylines to the region's municipal buildings and service facilities, and much more. The CRCC puts its diverse skills to work across the Midwest on houses, apartments, and condos, skyscrapers, schools, and office buildings, healthcare facilities, assisted living centers, and houses of worship, bridges, railways, tunnels, and highways, trade shows at McCormick Place, the Rosemont Convention Center, and Navy Pier, generators, electrical and wind turbines, nuclear power plants, and refineries, floor covering including carpet, wood, and vinyl products, mill cabinet industry, charitable endeavors like home renovations for the needy and aid in times of community crises. The professional construction industry overall generally recognizes that skilled union tradespeople are more productive, effective, and efficient than those who have not been union trained, translating to increased profitability for the firms that hire them. In fact, a series of studies conducted by Stephen G. Allen, professor of economics at North Carolina State University, supported this fact when it found that contractors that use organized labor are 35 to 50% more productive than those that don't. While a small group of builders and developers within the construction industry like to claim that there are not enough skilled carpenters and tradespeople to go around, this claim is misleading and made at the expense of the working class, driving down worker wages, debilitating families, and destabilizing communities. Quote, "I can confidently say that the success of our industry is due in large part to the qualified and highly trained carpenters available for employment," end quote, stated Chuck Kakos, General Superintendent of the Levy Company and President of the Midwest Wall and Ceiling Contractors Association. Quote, "The men and women of the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters have studied and worked through 4 years of apprenticeship and more than 6,200 hours of training, and continue to hone their craft with ongoing skill advancement classes offered at the Carpenter Training Center in Elk Grove Village. This provides contractors with a pool of highly motivated and skilled carpenters capable of producing a high-quality product on time and on budget," end quote. Quote, "An educated, productive, motivated workforce will more than counterbalance the higher labor costs associated with a union partnership," end quote, explained Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters President, Executive Secretary, Treasurer Frank Libby. Quote, "The net effect is that a company that hires union labor can improve its bottom line, and it can improve its employee productivity with less employee turnover. Employees who are paid a fair wage and have insurance benefits, access to continuing education, and can retire with dignity are people who have chosen to make a career in this industry. The most qualified tradespeople tend to migrate toward the best benefits, seeking the highest level of security, job site safety, and wages," end quote. "Within our partnership, we can provide this at a cost that no firm can ever match on its own," end quote, Libby continued. Quote, "Partnering with us allows companies to retain the most productive and efficient workforce, get the best value for their money, reduce health care and pension costs through our multi-employer programs, and reduce the incidence of job site accidents, which in turn reduces worker compensation and liability insurance costs and minimizes occupational safety and health administration citations." Many of our members may not realize that the CRCC has the most efficient safety program of any council in the Brotherhood, end quote, Libby added. Quote, "This safety program was founded in 1979 and has been designed to assist in protecting our members from sustaining job site fatalities and injuries, and also help our contractors to comply with state and federal OSHA standards," end quote. The standards to which CRCC members hold themselves not only keep them safe on the job site, but ensure that all structures are safe as well. Quote, "The general contractors that are members of the Builders Association have a long-standing relationship with the Carpenters Union, either through hiring directly or using union carpenter subcontractors," end quote, stated Executive Director Dan McLaughlin of the Builders Association. Quote, "Building our world-class city and its suburbs is a point of pride for all of us, and the Carpenters are such a huge part of that success. Because of the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters' tremendous apprentice training program and its concentration on safety, there is a certain confidence our members have when hiring Chicago area union carpenters. It certainly is a team that we feel proud to be part of," end quote. With the economic recession thankfully becoming more of a distant memory, and as the Chicagoland construction market has picked up steam, the CRCC has been one step ahead in preparation for current and projected growth. With each passing day, the Carpenter Training Center is producing new and advanced skilled tradespeople who are ready, willing, and able to meet not only construction industry labor demands, but the needs of the communities in which we all live. It is society as a whole that stands to win when proficiency, experience, and productivity merge with commitment and desire. That defines the working class of the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters, a positive force in building communities. Our history from a humble start to a positive force. The United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America is an international union of nearly 500,000 union men and women whose chosen trade is carpentry. The UBC was born in Chicago when labor leader and carpenter Peter J. McGuire assembled 35 other carpenter leaders in a warehouse for a convention, and for 4 days hammered out an agreement on August 8, 1881, to form a single unified union. This was a decade after the Great Chicago Fire, when the city was in a rebuilding boom and the flow of carpenters from city to city generated inconsistency in pay, benefits, and working conditions. The Chicago Convention produced a full-time national secretary, a strike fund, and a nationwide system of union working cards for carpenters. McGuire was elected in Chicago as general secretary and served in that role for the organization's first 21 years. He worked tirelessly to keep the union alive in the early years, and his efforts led to the 8-hour workday, the founding of the American Federation of Labor, and wages that more than doubled as he built the union from its modest Chicago beginning. Most of us will likely work 8-hour workdays leading up to the Labor Day holiday, which is Monday, September 7 this year. The 8-hour workday was the result of an effort by McGuire and the Carpenters Union, which led to the Illinois legislature mandating it in 1867. At first, employers refused to obey the law, but union demonstrations and strikes applied consistent pressure. By the 1870s and 1880s, the 8-hour workday became a key demand of labor unions across the nation. The weekend before Labor Day, like other weekends, will mean a Saturday and Sunday away from work. This was also brought to you by McGuire and the Carpenters Union, who collectively fought for this time off and made it a constant demand while negotiating with employers. All this arose from a humble beginning in a Chicago warehouse that involved a small but determined group of men who wanted nothing more than to be treated fairly with appropriate wages, safe working conditions, and protection from unscrupulous employers. Today, the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters comprises more than 31,000 men and women of various ethnicities in 41 locals, working in 81 counties in northern Illinois, southeastern Wisconsin, and eastern Iowa. The CRCC is the Midwest's largest council, has 9 training centers to keep its members on the cutting edge of technology, is renowned as an innovative leader throughout the country, is diverse with 47% of its apprentice class from a minority, and is poised for growth as Chicago leads the nation out of recession and into a booming construction future. Elliott Construction Corporation of Glen Ellen, Illinois, is a concrete contractor specializing in the more difficult concrete projects. The company has a long history of working with the CRCC. Quote, "We have employed Chicagoland union carpenters for more than 60 years, relying on skilled and accurate forming and placing of concrete," end quote, said CEO Rob Elliott. Quote, "Performing this work with precision the first time is imperative, as removal and replacement of concrete is extremely costly. The union carpenters working on our teams, some for more than 40 years, have produced concrete projects of great pride that play a significant role in our reputation for quality concrete. The Carpenters Union is excellent at training its members at a high level to produce quality finished projects. We are proud to employ these highly skilled, productive, well-trained carpenters. Remember, quality pays. It does not cost." End quote. The mission of the CRCC has changed little since its birth: provide its members with fair wages, reasonable health benefits, safe working conditions, and the opportunity to retire with dignity. And with the commitment and expertise of its members, the Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters remains a positive force in building communities.